around the building this evening?
He's here somewhere.
We'll have to wait on
At
him.
6:07, he said he'd be here in 23 minutes.
He's usually good about watching the clock. He's worried too much about the two items on the agenda this evening. I think he's got his iPhone set up. I have 6:30. Any reservation starting the meeting without our legal representation present? Mr. Director?
I'm sure he'll be here momentarily.
We'll call to order the regular scheduled meeting of the Maumelle Planning Commission this evening for August 22, 2024. Seeing the meeting has been properly called to order, we'll hear announcements from staff.
All staff we have 3 staff reviewed plats. Stonebrook Subdivision Phase 2, which is out in the ETJ off of 365, has been filed. And then we have 2 replats for CCA that should be filed in the forthcoming days. And that's all.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda for this evening is the approval of minutes for the July 25th, 2024 meeting. Those minutes were included in your packet or available online, whichever was your selection. That's before you, so the chair, is there any comments or changes to these minutes? Got ahead of myself. Seeing none, the chair would entertain a motion for approval.
I make a motion we approve the minutes from the August 22nd meeting.
Second.
Hearing first and second, we'll now act on the approval of the minutes for July 25th, 2024 meeting. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. The motion passes for the approval of the minutes. I do not have any public comments on non-agenda items this evening, so I will open the public hearing. We have no old business, and the first new business this evening is the SUB 2413, which is the replat lot of Lake Liquor subdivision. So I think some may know it better than others. It's part of the track 3 of Winnetka, is that right? Acres? It's a lot 1 Lake Liquor subdivision. So that staff, I don't know, Jason Hanlon, it looks like.
Yep. Commissioners, this is a pretty straightforward replat, cutting out a little over, let me see what the size is, sorry. A little over 1.2 acres. That's all developed as commercial with the Lake Liquor store and parking lot. This is part of a larger tract of over 10 acres, and they're just subdividing out the commercial portion of it. It is zone C4 along the Highway 365 frontage. It is a grandfathered in. This was built prior to annexation into the city. So the easements and setbacks as built do not necessarily meet our current standards, but that would just be grandfathered in. Any demolition of this property or expansions though would have to meet the proper setbacks for the C4 district, as well as any property behind it that has future development would need to be platted again and brought into compliance with any new buildings. With that, the staff report was in the packet. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Thank you, Jason. Any questions, staff?
Sorry, I have a question.
Welcome to the meeting, Counselor.
I'm sorry I'm tardy, sir. Is Frontier Drive, is that formerly the Boulevard, or 365? Or notice that this bill of assurance that was included references a setback of 45 feet along Frontier Drive.
So what you're looking at is lots that were, this does not front Frontier Drive. There are other lots that are adjacent to the east, which are on that deed. I think 2A, 2B, and 2C, those are actually fronting Frontier Drive, which is what that refers to.
To the east. Okay.
It's not shown on this plat because there are adjoining lots to
See the
it.
vicinity map up there?
Ah. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I see. That was my question. Thank you, sir.
So Commissioners, I also failed to mention, on this, with this replat, they're also dedicating 10 feet of right-of-way along 365. I apologize leaving that out. And then, of course, you have the access easement on the west side that goes back to the single-family home that is situated behind the property.
And typically, this would be done in-house by staff, but it's because of the right-of-way dedication is the reason why it needs to come through Planning Commission.
Is there an agreement with the property owner regarding this dedication of as a result of the improvements or any? I guess my question is, you're gonna own part of the parking lot?
Well, the state will own part of the parking lot, I guess, since it's state highway.
Very well said. So the state's gonna own a portion of the parking lot, so.
Well, but there's notes on the plat that actually state that the parking lot is existing. So it can remain at least until the future if that road ever does expand, and that's something that'll have to be dealt with at that point in time.
Understood, thank you. Chair, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the replat for Lot Lake Liquor subdivision, pending any commissioner or staff comments.
Your second.
Second.
Any further discussion, questions? Seeing now, we will take action on the SUB 2413 replat lot of the Lake Liquor subdivision. With the applicant represented, with that was not shown on there, is it? Location of 20710 Highway 365 North. All those in favor of the replat, say yes.
Yes.
All those no. The replat for lot Lake Liquor subdivision, say that fast 3 times, is approved. We'll go on to item number 2, which is SUB 22-18, the extension request, Harrison Pfeiffer addition and Trivectus combined. I did have a couple of phone calls on this, but this looks like just a simple extension here, which is a parliamentary procedure. Question I have, I guess, is that how many extensions are permitted before seeing 2? They're on the last.
2,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Okay, they're on the last. Very good, yeah.
Planning Commission can give 2, a third extension has to go to City Council.
Do we see it again? Oh, it would come back before us on the 3rd?
Well,
Or the council has to approve the 3rd.
so they would have to go back through the preliminary plating process. It would expire at that point. And I wanted to provide a clarification on the request as well. Even though we provided 2 preliminary plats for review, it was more just for reference so I could describe the one plat that says preliminary of Trivectus subdivision, Lot 1 RRR. That was originally, that came through as part of a preliminary plat subdivision that also included a rezoning and land use for a portion of that land. That was for the purpose of the developer of the larger parcel to the west, who wanted to acquire that. They needed the entitlements for the rezoning to include that and merge it into the C2 that was already approved for what is Harris Pfeiffer addition. So on the extension, so that second one that I provided is not, we're not requesting an extension on Trivectus subdivision. It's just the one preliminary plat that shows Lot 1, Block 8, and Lot 2, Block 8, Harrison Pfeiffer addition, because that includes that Trivectus where they've now merged the back portion of that into the C2 area, which is shown on that plat as Block 8. And then the remaining portion on Murphy Drive, that's already zoned I-1 and is separated. So all this is doing is providing a little additional time. They have had a transition from Hallway Engineering, which is the preliminary plat that was originally designed under. It's been transferred to Mr. Daters, who's in the office as well now with his firm. They'll be redoing the plats, and out of that, he'll be separating this out into final plats to achieve the separate lots that are indicated on the entire thing. So we're working with them. There was some concerns about some drainage and some finishing of the land out there. We've had some erosion and other things. The reason for that was that there was the transition period between Holloway to Daters, as well as I believe the contractor that was working on this has since no longer there, and they're bringing in a new contractor, so there's been a transitional period there. We actually met with Mr. Daters out at the site, and they have a plan together to get things back on track. They're going to make, we did have the variance, if you remember the variance that we did for the grading years ago. If a site plan was not approved for that site on the eastern portion of that road, they were supposed to resoil and reseed and stabilize. So they're working on a plan to get that taken care of and move that forward, as well as additional BMPs on that land to prevent any further erosion off of that into the road and do some protection. So they're back on track. We're happy about that, but this extension will provide them additional time to finish up the final plating that needs to happen out here.
Okay.
Well, yeah, when we're done, but before you do any votes, Mr. Chairman, as you know, and you recommended that I talk to our attorney, and I have a listing in my business as a real estate agent for a house that sits in that, on this drawing, but not on this drawing. So I just wanted to make that aware. The city attorney didn't seem to have an issue with that. If I don't have an issue and I don't see any conflicts there, I'm not dealing with the applicant. I'm simply have a listing with the builder who is building a house on one of the lots over there. So
Understood.
just wanted to be transparent with everybody on the board and just put that in the public record.
Very good. So noted. Any other questions or comments for staff? Chair will entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve SUB 2218 extension request for Ferris Pfeiffer addition contingent upon meeting all staff, city engineer, and planning commission comments.
Thank you, John. Do I have a
Second.
second? Hearing a first and second, we will now act on SUB 2218, the extension request for Harrison Pfeiffer addition and Tri-Victus combined. All those in favor of this, state yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, state no. Seeing none, that item number 2, SUB 2218, extension request for Harrison Pfeiffer addition, Tri-Victus combined, is approved. We'll close the public hearing and move to city council liaison reports on August 5, 2024 is Commissioner Ramsey.
There was nothing that dealt with the planning commission on the agenda.
Thank you, sir. August 19th, 2024 is Commissioner Polk.
Nothing that dealt with the planning commission at all.
Thank you, ma'am. The next month's city council liaison, September 3, is Commissioner Winnick. That is a Tuesday, ma'am, day after Labor Day. September 16th, 2024 is Vice Chair Gill. Seeing no other business before us this evening, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I
So
make a
moved.
motion.
Hearing it first in several seconds. All those in favor of adjournment say yes.
Yes.
All opposed no. Motion carries. We are adjourned.